Okay, now on the subject of Barbie and Oppenheimer, I haven't seen either movie, but my God, there was a lot of coverage of these two movies. And what I understand about Barbie in particular is kind of interesting because they're saying that they've made her into sort of this modern day feminist hero, but maybe it's not quite as on the nose as you might expect. But the real main message of the movie is that men and women don't need each other. There's some sort of problem with men and women being with each other, and men are bad. Men are at the root of all evil. This is how Ben Shapiro saw it in any event. We have a bit of his objections where he actually burned a Barbie queued up for those of you who have not yet seen it.
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What the Run.
This movie is not just a piece of This movie is a flaming piece of dog piled atop an entire dumpster on fire, piled atop a landfill filled with dog. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The only thing that can be said for this film is production design. The basic sort of premise of the film, politically speaking, is that men and women are on two sides of a divide and they hate each other. And literally the only way you can have a happy world is if the women ignore the men and the men ignore the women.
What do you make of it, Emily? Because you cover culture for the Federalist. I know you haven't seen it yet, but the early buzz about this movie is that they've tried to reinvent Barbie as some sort of feminist hero, as opposed to the quintessential image of what a woman should be but never will be, with the teeny tiny waist and the enormous boobs and the forever legs, and just basically a sex or beauty object.
Yeah, the thing with Greta Gerwig movies, she did Lady Bird and Little Women, is that like I think they're really easy for people to place into the woke box. I think especially men, but then I think also there's usually more nuance to it, and it might not be nuance that I necessarily agree with, but I think it is more thoughtful than just this woke, non-woke binary. So I am curious about Barbie. I do think the production design is not something that you can just sort of like, all respect to Ben, he has great takes on films. I think that is, like, even as someone who hasn't seen the movie, I think that's probably one of it might have some of the best production design that we've ever seen in Hollywood. Just from the previews alone, you can see how much effort went into the aesthetic of the film. That looks remarkable. And, you know, I know that it's sort of explicitly challenging the question of patriarchy, and you have Barbie kind of discovering patriarchy and Ken discovering patriarchy, and that feels automatically like it's going to a bad place. But
well, they're touting it. I mean, the critics are touting it as a stunning takedown of toxic masculinity.
That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. I will say that. Although it is, if we can at least acknowledge, and this is something interesting that I've just seen from interviews with Gerwig, et cetera, like if we can acknowledge that there is a difference between men and women, and that a woman-led government is different than a male-led government, that is a great starting place. Like if we can just at least concede sex differences, this movie is a masterpiece.
Right. Maybe it advanced that ball. To me, it's like I'm looking forward to seeing. I'll see it just for the sake of my audience too, and I like Margot Robbie. I think she's a great actress. But it would dovetail perfectly, Eliana, with what we're seeing out of places like Disney. The Snow White movie that they're coming out with now looks absolutely ridiculous. They've gotten rid of 6 of the 7 dwarves and replaced them with some cast of diverse, tall people. I guess they really wanted to help the short people, the little people community, by eliminating their roles. This woman shown here is not the actual woman playing Snow White, but the woman playing Snow White is named Rachel Zegler. And she and Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, were caught on the red carpet. This is actually from September of 2022, but it's resurfaced now because the movie's coming out, talking about what we should expect from Snow White.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Oh my God.
Nobody
Who wants
that.
a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? The outrage.
Yeah, I mean, these are supposed to be timeless. We don't evolve beyond them. They're supposed to be timeless. But I will say, I mean, if Barbie's not trans in the movie, like that's something in the Greta Gerwig column, right? Low bar.
We're
The bar is
grasping.
so low.
Yeah.
It's so low.
I'm not seeing the Barbie movie. That's all. I don't have much on the Barbie movie. Oppenheimer, I'm very excited about.
Yeah, I actually am looking forward to that too. And I think that lead actor, we watched him in Peaky Blinders to the extent I could handle Peaky Blinders. It's so violent. Eventually I was like, I can't take any more of this. But he's amazing. But I'm sick of them. Like, what? You see how young these women are. You know, like this woman, Rachel Zegler, she looks about 12 years old in that clip, who plays the new Snow White. And it really does seem to me that this is like a 19-year-old's version of feminism, right? You've got to reject men. They have to be painted as toxically masculine. You have to spit on true love. Like that is not a value that is universal, that everyone aspires to, well before they aspire to leadership, right? That it's somehow they're mutually exclusive, by the way. You've got to get rid of the love storyline and focus more on how she wants to be what? CEO of IBM? I mean, like, what's Snow White's plan? She's Snow White. She's like a princess. Okay, whatever. What are the dwarfs now? Are they like little helpers who are going to help her get like her Harvard education, her PhD at Harvard while she works out her Mensa IQ? I don't know.
They're her executive assistants.
Right, all of them. For 3 days only, cbdistillery.com is giving you an exclusive offer, and it's incredible. Right now, you can get up to 50% off everything when you use code VIP. Choose from a range of carefully formulated CBD and other plant-based solutions for relaxation, stress, sleep, and pain after physical activity, even mood and focus. They extract healing plant compounds and vital nutrients for your whole body. No artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, or sweeteners, just 100% clean ingredients. Don't miss this exclusive VIP sale and get up to 50% off your order. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, enter VIP, cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, or South Dakota. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.